fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up top here!
Oh my god! Oh! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get involved!
This is very close. These guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, here we go!
Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
Yeah, so we're using the VRS Direct Force Pro this year. We have a wheel adapter right here, so I'm using the rim I used last year. But the motor right here produces a lot of power, a lot of precision, and it helps me, just feel the car more, feel the car a lot quicker. Especially, this week we're at Sonoma. I can feel it, when it hits the curbs. Any little change in the car, the wheel reacts a lot quicker than your typical gear-driven or belt-driven wheel. For example, if you're on oval and the rear tires break loose, force feedback on it corrects a lot quicker than your typical wheels. There's no resistance pretty much as far as being able to make quick corrections on the wheel. So all that, paired with how precise the wheel itself is, it makes it to where it helps you as a driver, to find that extra hundredth or thousandths of a second. So when you're getting a direct drive wheel, especially the VRS wheel, it's heavy duty. It's got good weight to it, it's not a plastic toy. Feels like you can really beat up on it. A lot of people have issues with their plastic gear-driven wheels just kind of breaking after a couple years. This thing just feels like it can go forever. The forces are really strong where if you might have to let go of the wheel if you get into the wall. You can adjust all that with the settings on it and stuff, but the wheel itself doesn't play around. It's got way more strength than you could ever need, and that's what makes it good, that you can adjust that down to whatever the car needs. So initially you'll be able to get the controller box and the motor together, and eventually you will be able to add a rim onto that option. They'll also be including a button plate on it to put on the rim to have all sorts of different buttons and functionality. Also, pedals are coming, so that's a pretty big deal as well. Hasn't been covered too much, but the goal is to also have pedals to go along with the Direct Force Pro. So that's pretty exciting. The wheel feels good. It feels very much like a real world steering wheel. You just kind of feel like what you would imagine the car to feel like. A real steering wheel in a car is very smooth, it's very direct, very quick, and that's what this wheel feels like.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 5 action of the V8 Supercar America Series right here on SimSpeed. My name is JD Smith, and with me tonight is Kane Kraft. Kane, welcome to the broadcast, buddy, as we get prepared for a great night of racing here on SimSpeed. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. Pretty excited for Oulton Park. I think the chicanes are going to be kind of tough here, but got a lot of cool drivers in the split tonight. 2 splits running tonight here at Oulton Park, so a lot of people wanting to run in the America Series tonight.
A good track here in Cheshire, England, and one that I haven't seen a race on in a while, so it is exciting to get out to Oulton Park, especially right here on the America Series. We've had a great season so far, and let's take a look at what will be on tonight as we take a look at Oulton Park. Once again, like I said, Kane, located in Cheshire, England, this track has got some difficult chicanes, as you mentioned just a moment ago. It will be something to watch tonight as we watch tonight's race, as some guys can run into some really big problems there. And it's a difficult track to me. It's always been a difficult one to me, and I know the guys have probably prepared very well for it. But it is something to watch. It's going to be a battle against the track tonight.
Yeah, that's true. There is a couple good spots for passing, so we might be able to see some good passes tonight. But there is also a couple spots for disaster, so we could see some disaster tonight as well.
Yeah, if you guys joined us last week from Nürburgring, we saw just how action-packed an America's race can be. It was action-packed from really the drop of the green flag all the way to the checkered flag. It was quite an intense race out there. I really enjoyed myself broadcasting that with you. That was, of course, our 4th week. And tonight in the 5th round, it is a race distance of 82.9 miles. Pit window tonight between 8 and 20 laps, Kane. So another nice little sized pit window. And as always, it is interesting to see how the guys take the strategy. Go early or go late?
I don't really know what the pit strategy is this week. Maybe we'll have an overlay for that, but yeah, it's probably going to be much the same deal. There's probably 2 different good strategies. Well, probably 3: early, late, and right in the middle.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. Like I said, I believe that it was 8 laps to around lap 20 is when these guys should be ducking down towards pit lane. And as usual, guys are out right now on qualifying laps, trying to put down those good laps, trying to get a good start on tonight's starting grid. We have a nice sized field for tonight, as you mentioned just a moment ago, Kane. There are 2 splits in the race this evening. So the top guys, as always, we always bring you guys the top in the business. We've seen some great racing from these guys throughout early in the season. You're going to see some same names that we've seen. And as I'm looking right now, the fastest time I'm seeing is a 132.8 from James Scott. And of course, last week's winner, Corey Shepard, right behind him on the hills.
Yeah, it seemed like it took an extra long while to get some qualifying laps up on the board, but they are there now, and these guys are flying 132s.
Yeah, once again, Kane, like we said, top split. These guys are extremely good at what they do. They are very comfortable in these cars, and it shows. This is a difficult track for especially a newbie at the car like me, or I'm not going to say a newbie, but a guy that is not very fast in it. But it's so fun to watch just how good these guys are at a difficult place like Oulton Park.
Yeah, it just seemed Chasternuff's back. I don't think he was here last week, so good to see a couple of our drivers back this week. Tony Plushman, James Chasternuff. It seemed like those guys were missing last week. Glad to see those guys back.
Yeah, great footage on the screen right now of Brian Borg, who has been pretty much a mainstay up near the top of the grid each and every week. I know he would love to get a win. He has been up in the top 5 just about every week. And I know he would love to snag a win tonight.
And Oulton Park might just be the place to do it.
Yeah, I know he would like to get a nice place on tonight's starting grid. Currently, I'm not seeing where he is on the... there he is, 4th. Yeah, he is sitting 4th in the time, which is definitely doable. But he has some fast guys ahead of him. Of course, you guys know Corey Shepard has won the last 2 broadcast races in the Americas Series. Can he make it the trifecta tonight? He is looking to start on the front row if times hold up. However, we still have almost a minute and a half, a little over a minute and a half left in qualification.
I'll give each driver one more time around. We'll see if anybody can improve their times.
Yeah, currently I'm watching Brian Borg. Just curious what the Racecraft Mustang can do and see if he can do it. He's got it. Let's see what he does as he comes around. I don't think he's going to be able to tack it this time. He did improve his lap time, but it's going to hold him in 4th place. No, he didn't. He did not. It was close.
But he did improve it, but just barely.
It was very close. It was just by a smidgen. All right, we are under a minute. So as quali gets very intense, got James Scott on the screen. He is your pole sitter currently, and he's still out there, Kane. He would like to improve on his time to get a little insurance. He wants that starting spot. Yeah, he's flying right now. Really like that Astro Commodore, too. Looks good. right, we'll be getting ready for the grid here in just a moment. Let's take a look at tonight's starting grid, Kane. It is James Scott on tonight's pole. On the outside of row 1, it'll be Corey Shepard. As we look at row 2, Dylan Rudd with Brian Borg to the outside. In the third row, it is Kenneth Latter and Justin Wallace. Moving back to the fourth row, it is Tony Klusterman and Daniel Misdale. Row 5 is Raymond 2 and James Chastanoff. Vincent Skilbeck in row 6, Daniel Gray on the outside. As we move to the seventh row, it is Simon Hederscheid and Andrew Ritchie. In row 8, Miro Ratsky and Brandon Igurchich on the outside. Stephen Kukoshki and Roy Clark are your ninth row. Row 10 is Jared Bailey and Rich Minkler. In row 11, it is David Kirby and Tim Mulford. That is your starting lineup for Week 5 here, coming to you from Oulton Park in the V8 Supercar America Series. I'm getting ready for some racing.
It looks like most of the cars are on the grid. Maybe we won't have to wait quite so long this time. Boy, it gets awful intense when you got to wait that full time.
Boy, it does. It gets your blood pumping, and it is going to be a great start tonight, and I am really looking forward to it.
Man, that grid just looks huge.
All right, guys, your lights are on, engines are revved, and we're getting started right here. Oulton Park, Week 5. Let's go racing, baby. Oh, we got one car slid around, but the rest look good so far. And a great start for James Scott, who does lead the way from the pole. Corey Shepard falls down one position as it looks like Dylan Rudd slides up into that second position. That was a great start there from the SRT Australia Commodore. He slides up around last week's winner, Corey Shepard. Corey on the bumper looking to make a move. He's looking down, trying to make that pass. He wants that second slot back. Came great racing early in lap 1.
Yeah, it is. I think Corey Shepard is going to be wanting to get that second spot back, so we're going to be seeing some good racing here very soon.
Yes, just saw it side-by-side action. It was literally door handle to door handle, but Dylan Rudd able to hold off a hard behind. Oh, and more trouble back, and that's Tony Klusterman involved in that one as the sim-ability machine meets the wall. We're going to take another look at that in just a second. Lots of stuff happening early in this one. As we're looking at the VRS replay, let's find out exactly what happened. While that's happening, I will let you know. Oh, there you see it on screen, guys. Great bumping. Back live I'm watching, and this race between Corey Shepard and Dylan Rudd is continuing. Rudd gets a little bit off the track, and they are continuing. I'm just giving you guys what's going on as we go back live. And Rudd still able to hold off a hard-pressing Corey Shepard. We have some intense racing going on right here. And while those two have been going at it, Brian Borg has come back into the picture. Side-by-side action again. This time is just another attempt. You see the little bit of damage there on the inside of Rudd's car. And that was where the contact was made during the replay, guys. These two are going at it very good here early in this one, giving us some very exciting racing early in this one.
Yeah, I've not seen Rudd here in the America Series before, but man, he is doing a pretty good job holding off some very fast cars back behind him.
Yeah, spectacular job. Very great racing on both parts. Here they come again. It's going to be another opportunity for Corey Shepard. He's going to look to get around one more time. He's trying to make a little bit of daylight. They've had several side-by-side runs, as you see some great onboard footage right now from Corey Shepard's Mr. Antenna Ford Mustang, and he is continuing to stay locked and loaded. Here he is going to look again. Let's see if he can get a run. And he does. He's going to get a little bit of a run, tuck in behind to the crossover move from the rear, but not enough momentum as the SRT Commodore holds off this great Holden Ford battle. Yeah, I don't know if Shepard's going to be able to make a pass on the outside. He's looked a couple times, but I just don't know if it's going to be there.
Yeah, and you can tell that Corey Shepard has got the speed. He is faster. Man, what this is doing, man, look how far James is able to pull away.
Yeah, James Scott going to get some breathing room. But for now, great racing back here is this race for second place. They just won't let up. And don't forget, Brian Borg right behind him. He's staying right with these guys. As those two battle, it is allowing Borg to get right there in the picture. So this is just a great three-car battle, essentially, for second place. We're going to look to another run, and he is just making sure that he is known. He will get a little close, but like I said, that's going to be very hard on the outside. I think he's trying to get him in the crossover. And he may get it eventually. I mean, so many opportunities. He may be missing the pass right now, but eventually all it takes is one slip up from Dylan Rudd. This is a lot of pressure, Kane, to be put under early in a race. And I am impressed with Dylan Rudd and how he has handled this pressure, but it is constant and it is continuing.
It is. That pressure has got to be something he's noticing back there. And I think that the pressure is going to get to be so much that he is going to make a mistake. Another little incident back behind. He's going to pull right out in front of everybody. Oh, more contact.
Trouble. We are flipping and cars are going everywhere. It's carnage here at Oulton Park. Sean Hedersheet, Brandon Agurchich, and we got cars on the lid. Wow, what a mess. We are going to have to take another look. Great eye, Kane, to catch that one. Let's look at the Virtual Racing School replay and find out exactly how this started. Great look right there as you see Daniel Gray back in, steps out a little bit as he comes in. Oh, he comes across, spins around Simon Hedersheet, and he comes back on the track, and the traffic is coming full speed ahead, and it's just carnage. Oh, I feel so bad for Brandon Agurchich, left on the lid there. Or was that, let's see. Yeah, it was Agurchich who was left on the roof there. Let's see your great onboard footage right now so we can get a good look. Oh, man, he tried to avoid it. Just nothing he could do.
Boy, he went over twice.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. I hate to see that. I mean, it's obviously very exciting racing all around the track tonight. It's not going to disappoint. And we are early in this one, guys. We are only on lap 4 of 28. If you've just joined us, you might want to rewind a second to see that one. We got another VRS replay coming at you. And there you see it. Oh, tough break into the wall. That is Dylan Rudd, who you have seen, who has been up in second place for a long time, battling hard. We talked about how the pressure could get to him, and you just saw what happened. Look at that side-by-side racing. It was fantastic. And then bump, little contact there, sent him off into the tire barrier.
Yeah, it was the tiniest of little bumps. It was just in the absolute wrong spot.
He just went off again, Kane. The troubles continue for Dylan Rudd in the number 6 SRT Australia car, and he's getting back on track now, but he just had trouble again. So that is twice in the same lap. Dylan Rudd off again. Looking at the EMU machine of James Chastanoff on your screen right now. Vincent Skillbeck in the rear. We got a car off track. He gets back on. That's going to cause him to fall back there. As you see, Chastanoff gets a little squirrely there. And that is the battle for 5th. As you see, Chastanoff, Skillbeck, and Daniel Misdale. Great 3-car battle for 5th place, Kane. Boy, Vincent Skillbeck looks like he's ready to jump all over this himself. He is looking at Chastanoff like a shark in the water. And let me tell you, he is wanting to get up there bad. Vincent Skillbeck started 11th, as you see on screen, already up to 6th place. He's had a great start to this race. And if he can get around James Chastanoff, this could be big for him.
These are two drivers that do spend a lot of time racing with each other as well, so I imagine their confidence around each other is probably pretty good. So I imagine we could see a pretty good race between these two.
I would have to say a great race so far. As you see right now, Daniel Misdale going to look to the outside for a pass here. And let's see if he can get enough of a run. I think he's got it, Kane. Let's see if it sticks. It will. A beautiful textbook pass, but it was on the outside there from Daniel Misdale. It is a rebound opportunity here for Skillback as he is trying to stay up there with the Simrigs.com Commodore. And what a good job there as he is going to break away. A great job there from Daniel Misdale to get that spot and make it stick.
Misdale's teammate, Kenneth Latter, was involved in that crash a while ago where we had the rollover. So he's back in 17th now. He's had a tough race. He was also involved in the earlier than that incident with Tony Kloosterman. So a really tough race for Kenneth Latter.
Yeah, a very tough break there for Kenneth Latter. Boy, look at the damage on Dylan Rudd. Currently in 13th, started third. You guys saw the incredible battle early with Corey Shepard, and it was phenomenal racing and just a series of unfortunate events for Dylan Rudd. And I like that he's still pressing forward hard, trying to regain some of that. Yeah, right now Dylan Rudd is looking at getting around Kokoschke. Stephen Kokoschke holding him off for now.
Yeah, Kokoschke's also had a little bit of a tough race. He's had a couple off tracks already, and so another driver who's finding it pretty tough here at Oulton Park.
Just a reminder, guys, it is lap 7 of 28. We mentioned in the pre-race that lap 8 would be the opening of the pit window where we could start to see some early adopters come down pit road. Keep that in mind to see who has that early strategy in tonight's race.
See, James Chastanoff looks like he might be going for... Never mind. He's in 5th. He just took over that 5th position. So that's another spot gained for Chastanoff.
Very good. Justin Wallace up in 4th place, and haven't said his name, but in the starting grid, he started in 6th place tonight, and he's up there right now in 4th place looking good. He's got clear track, so put down some good times and see if he can catch Brian Borg. He's got a little ways to travel.
Yeah, Justin Wallace is no slouch. He did win last Thursday's America's race, so he is a driver that can race up there with the best of them.
Yeah, right now, Daniel Misdale's looking in the rearview mirror. It is Vincent Skillbeck who's still working on getting that position back. That is 6th place that he is wanting to get back. And Skillbeck definitely has the skill to do so. He's just got to work hard. Daniel Misdale right now, you see a little lap traffic as these guys are going to slide on by. Great racecraft there to make sure that they don't get held up. Very important on a track like Oulton Park. Get kind of narrow out here. And just to mention him because he is doing a phenomenal job. Your leader right now is James Scott, your pole sitter. He has just been phenomenal since the drop of the green flag. The Astro Commodore has jumped off the line, and he has pretty much looked like he's been out there Sunday driving, Kane, as he is making it look easy.
Yeah, he's got quite the lead. Unless something were to happen in pit stops, he's definitely sailing away with this thing.
And you know, I don't want to jinx it all or anything, but we have seen trouble earlier this year. Corey Shepard had a nice sized lead, and I believe it was at Watkins Glen, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he overshot his pit box just a little bit, and it was enough to cost him to fall all the way back to, I believe, 11th, and I think he ended up finishing like 7th, but we've seen it happen before, so don't think it's a lock just because he has such a nice lead, and we have a lot of racing left in this one.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It can happen, and it has happened. So it's definitely not set in stone.
Roy Clark is ahead right now of Kenneth Latter, and those two are giving us a good little show on the track. As you see, Roy Clark is currently 16th, started 18th, so even all up and down the entire field, we got great racing going on here, Kane, all up and down the field.
A lot of damaged cars tonight. You see Roy Clark's missing his bonnet, as they're called over there. And yeah, Kenneth Latter's got a lot of damage as well. So a lot of damage here throughout the field.
It's like the Bristol of road racing. Got a VRS replay coming at you right now, and look at that footage. Oh, man, Daniel Gray getting loss of traction there as the car goes off, and unfortunate there for Daniel Gray. As we bring the camera back a lot, we'll take a look on where Mr. Daniel Gray is currently situated on the track. Kane, do want to let everybody know that tell them about the V8 Scops race coming up.
This is V8 Scops weekend. If you haven't seen the V8 Scops series, it's an excellent series. It's these V8 Supercars. It's probably the biggest series. Well, it is the biggest series for these V8 Supercars, and it's run so professionally, and I just can't say enough things about that V8 Scops series. So if you're into these cars and you like this track here, Oulton Park, like what you're seeing here, the action is even going to be better tomorrow night. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning American time. But don't worry, you can watch it in the morning, and when you wake up, that replay will be there ready for you to watch.
That's right. Man, we got a good job. Great footage right now. Raymond 2, currently in the number 16 Ford Ford Mustang, working on catching him some Daniel Gray. He's looking to get up there and make that pass. And see if he can do it. Daniel Gray, of course, we had the replay a minute ago of having some troubles, getting a little bit loose, cost him some significant time there. But right now, Raymond 2 trying to get up there and make a little dance happen, Kane.
Whew, Daniel getting a little loose there again. He's really got a loose car here today.
I'm wondering if he has got some loose tires. But, Kane, I'm just hearing that Brian Borg has disconnected from the sim. Your third-place driver disconnected from the sim. We can pretty much equate that in the sim world to a blown engine. That is so unfortunate because he is out, as you almost see right there on your screen, as you get to see Daniel Gray getting loose again, and that is going to close the gap even more between Raymond 2 and him. Wow.
Speaking of Brian Borg and his little incident, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a little more issues. A lot of places in Australia have done another lockdown, and when everybody's in their homes, the internet is a very big deal. When everybody's using the internet, there definitely can be a lot of congestion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it really stinks, especially when you got a guy like Brian Borg who has done nothing but just race phenomenal. He's been a fixture in the top fives each week here in the V8 Supercar America Series. And I hate to see somebody that gets out on a non-racing factor. It's out of his control, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like a mechanical, you gotta kind of, like you say, chalk it up to like a mechanical failure or some things that are just out of your control. And it definitely stinks.
It really does. It does. Very unfortunate, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've had anybody opt to head down pit road yet, and I was curious because when we saw how loose Daniel Gray was, I was wondering if these tires might be getting a little bit loose. So David Kirby is the only car that has been down pit road, Kane. So only David Kirby, and he's missing his hood there. And now you see Steven Kukoski in the J.K. Sims Mustang. He finds his pit box A-okay. And that is your only two that have opted for pit stops early.
I think we're going to have to see Daniel Gray in pretty soon. His tires have got to be shot the way that car is just slipping around.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kane, but there's 28 laps, and if he's this loose after lap 12, he's got to be thinking, if I come in now, my tires should be about the same at lap 24. So he would have 4 more laps at the end of the race on even looser race tires, if he's thinking like I'm thinking. So maybe in his eyes, he's thinking, if I can hang out, just stay, keep the car straight a little bit longer, hang in there, and I can wait a little bit longer, head down pit road. I can have fresher tires later in the race. You never know what can happen. He can really put some good times down. We know he's fast enough, and maybe he can make a really good finish out of this thing. Ryan Borg is rejoining the track, Kane. I just saw that on screen. So he is back.
Yeah, he elected to get his pit stop taken care of when he came back into the server, so he should be good to go till the end of the race. He'll have a lot of catching up to do. Well, it'll be interesting to see how he's able to do. He's lost a couple minutes there.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the Racecraft Ford Mustang, but, I am glad he came back. Dylan Rudd headed down pit road. Lots of damage on his car. We saw early in the race. Remember, he started in third tonight, got up, made the pass on Corey Shepard, and those two gave us quite the entertaining battle. And he got a little bit of damage from two incidents, and that car is headed down pit road right now. Be interesting to see where he ends up today, as he's headed down to pit road right now. Look at Miro Rotsky in 11th right now, or I'm sorry, 10th, as he holds off Mulford. Tim Mulford. Nice little race going on between these guys. Yes, we're going to go side by side here as Miro Rotsky holding it down, and Tim Mulford, and Rotsky able to hold it for now. But let's see if the DSL Commodore can make the pass, Kane.
Yeah, he definitely gave it a try. They've got pretty equal speed there, so it could end up being a pretty good battle. Looks like Miro might be pulling away just a touch.
And I am noticing, as you see Shepard move down, he made his pit stops, as you just saw a moment ago. So starting to see a few more guys start to head down pit road. Daniel Gray did head down pit road, Kane. So that is what we were talking about with him getting loose. And I'm looking now as Tim Mulford headed down pit road, as well as Vincent Skillback coming out of his box as well. So pit road becoming a trendy place here on lap 14.
On board with your leader, James Scott. I don't know, has James Scott pit?
No, Kane has not pit yet.
James Scott going to be one of the holdouts that, there's several, actually. About 5 people, 6 people that have not pit yet, and James Scott is one of them.
All right, so looking at this right now, Corey Shepard, last week's winner, and the week before, so 2 weeks back to back. You know, he'd love to make it the trifecta with 3 weeks in a row, but he's gonna have a little work to do. It'll be interesting once the pit stops cycle out, just to see where he is on the track, because we know he has some incredible pace, as it looks like, I believe that's Daniel Misdale who's headed in pit road as well now, Kane. Curious to see where Justin Wallace and James Scott, what their gap is. as you see it right there on your screen. All right, guys, got a VRS replay coming on your screen right now. Let's see what happened, Kane.
Looks like we're going to watch Roy Clark. Roy's already had a pretty tough day today. He's going to get a little loose there. Hey,
Yeah.
he got it, though. I mean, that was close, but
Good
he did catch it.
save. Good save there. Ooh, I like that. These cars are hard to save. When you get them really loose, man, as you've seen, we've seen it time and time again, guys lose it. Your leader, James Scott, headed out, or in the box, rather, as the timer ticks away. He is going to be looking for a good stop. And also headed down pit road is Justin Wallace. So now you're seeing your front runners headed down pit road. I do assume James Chastanoff to be doing the same. He will. So all of your top 3 podium positions in pit road at the same time. Let's take a look at Corey Shepard and see where he will be when these guys come out of pit road. This is going to be interesting, Kane.
Looks like he's about 5 seconds back. He has gained several seconds, 3 seconds through the pit stop cycle. So not too bad.
No, not at all. James Chastanoff on his way out right now, and this will be interesting. He's going to be looking to get out there as well. Daniel Misdale in 6th place currently. And now we've only got 2 guys left on the track that have not pit. One of them being Raymond 2. Oh, no. Oh, a drive-through penalty. Oh, and the troubles continue. And that is so unfortunate there. That is another misfortune there for the SRT Australia machine. Oh, tough break. I hate to see that.
I'm looking for his name. Oh, Dylan Rudd. That's who that was.
Yeah, Dylan Rudd. Tough break. Absolutely tough. James Chastanoff looking at, or I'm sorry, that's not James Chastanoff. Same livery. That is Richie. That's his Battle and Daniel Gray right there.
We haven't
Andrew
seen a
Ritchie.
whole lot of Andrew Ritchie today, but he's having a great race, up in 10th, and it seems like he's got a pretty clean car. So, well, from what I've seen of it,
It's got a little bit of little scarring there, but not bad. Compared to what we've seen on the track today, Kane, that looks pretty good. We've seen a lot of beat-up race cars out there today, as there's been tons of action on this track. I don't know if it's just me, but Oulton Park has always seemed like a narrow track to me. When I get out there myself, I feel like it is very narrow. When you're out there with other cars and you're fighting and battling for position, it is there's not a lot of room, and it's going to cause some banging and you know, some bumping and grinding. As they say where I'm from in NASCAR, rubbing is racing.
Yeah, it's a testament to how tough these cars are, too, to where they can take some of those bumps and bangs and keep
Look
going.
at this side-by-side battle going on right now, Kane. That is the 307 Sim Racing machine. I believe that's David Kirby and Ladder. It is Kenneth Ladder and David Kirby. Kirby getting the better of Ladder momentarily. That was a great side-by-side run. And let's see if we can get a retaliation here. Retaliation, a bad word. That makes it sound like something
I was thinking
bad
the same
happened.
thing.
Yeah. Let's see if he can get the spot back. Here we go. I get excited. All right, guys, we have about 10 laps to go in this one, week 5 of the V8 Supercar Americas Series. And if you are just joining us, it has been a lot of excitement here tonight in tonight's run. And I do expect the excitement to continue to the end. We've had a great start to this season here in the America Series. And it looks like the fun will continue, so don't go anywhere. Look at this. Daniel Gray has got a little bit of company with the EMU machine on his tail once again. We got another one going down pit road. What is that? That's Rich Minkler. He is your final driver to pit. So everybody, once he gets out of pit road, everybody has cycled through. And I apologize. We do have one more left to pit, and that is Raymond 2. I apologize. I completely forgot about Raymond 2. Has not come down pit road. He's currently running in third, but you know that, of course, will change after pit stop, or his pit stop goes. But he is definitely held out for the long strategy, Kane. He will have some fresh tires at the end of this thing.
Yeah, well, I'm really curious about his current tires, though, because we've seen how they were for Daniel Gray, several laps ago, how bad they were. And there's been another 5 laps since then, so...
We also don't know how hard Daniel Gray may have pushed, or if he may have spun some tires excessively trying to hold on. And Daniel Gray looks to be a little loose again. I'm watching him right now with Andrew Ritchie, and he looks a little loose too. He's able to hold the position right now in 8th place. But I do see the back end of his Mustang getting a little loose.
Yeah. Raymond 2 is in for his pit stop. Earlier we said the window was between lap 8 and 20, and here we are on lap 9. He's going to cross over into lap 20.
Man, where did we get that scouting information, Kane?
Whoever we get that from, man, they're good.
I tell you what, that is from Virtual Racing School. So yeah, I mean that just shows you the information and how golden it is. That is outstanding.
Yeah,
Also,
those guys at Virtual Racing School definitely know their stuff.
Absolutely. And I also want to thank Jay Kennedy for these amazing visuals you guys are seeing on screen, as he does a great job of producing this excellent broadcast. I want to always make sure we give him a healthy mention, because it is just a fantastic job, and it makes our jobs a lot easier. All right, gang, we are 9 to go in this one. James Scott, still your leader. He has led since the drop of the green flag, and the Astro Commodore continues to do so. Behind him, it is last week's winner, Corey Shepard. And Corey Shepard has, of course, won the last 2 weeks in a row. He would love to get up here, and boy, would I love to see those two go at it for the win. And there is 9 laps to go, but I don't know. James Scott has just been so fast.
He has. He's got a healthy lead. Shepard started off after the pit stops doing pretty good, holding that gap, but now it's extended to over 7 seconds. So,
yeah, the pit stops closed the gap a little bit. I think it was around 5 seconds after the pit stops, and now it is increased back to 7 seconds. So, we got a car off track, and that is Roy Clark, guys. And tough break there for Roy Clark. Don't know what happened. Let's take a look at the VRS replay and find out what happened to Roy.
Oh, was there some contact there?
I don't know. That was close if it was. I couldn't tell. It happened so fast. Oh, great onboard footage right there from Tony Kloosterman. Let's see if contact was made. Locked it up a little bit there. Yes, a little kiss there. A little kiss on the bumper. And it sends him around. He did lock up the brakes before that, so...
I think that tire had a little bit to play in it, too. I think he might have tapped that tire a little bit.
It may have. Roy Clark is headed down pit road. So you may be right, Kane. That may have had something to do with it.
So a tough race for Tony Kloosterman, as well as, that one wasn't too bad, but early in the race, got in that little scuffle with Kenneth Latter. And he and Latter have had a couple scuffles already this season, so I imagine there's probably a little tension building there.
There is probably a little tension building there. James Chastano currently got a way to go to get up to third place driver Justin Wallace. Wallace, but that would be a battle for the podium. Good action on the screen right now. The battle for 13th, that is David Kirby, Miro Rotsky as your two front there for 13th and 14th. And then, of course, the next two right there in front of Kenneth Ladder, you have Rich Minkler. And that is a nice little grouping there and a fun little race to watch back there for 13th, Kane.
I'm checking on that battle that you mentioned just a little bit ago. Not quite a battle yet, but James Chastanoff about 3 seconds off of third place Justin Wallace.
Boy, Rich Minkler going to look to the outside here. Let's see if he can get a pass. He's got some speed, and he'll cut out in front of the Ford Mustang there of Miro Rotsky, and a great successful pass from Rich Minkler. Fantastic move there.
Yeah, he really blasted past him.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the push to pass button there, Kane, if they had one, man. That was nice. Oh, man, now you're looking at the battle for 7th. We were just talking about Daniel Gray there leading the way in 7th place. He's got the EMU Commodore machine right behind him. And good little race, good little 3-car thing. That's Raymond 2 in the back. Andrew Ritchie stuck in the middle. Let's see what he can do, though. Raymond 2 going to get up there and give Andrew Ritchie a run here. Let's see if he can get a nice little run.
All three of those cars are battling for position. I was a little curious there for a second. I thought maybe one of them was a lap car, but they're not. All three of those cars are in a fight for position.
Raymond 2, bumper to bumper. Here they go right now, guys. Gonna hop some hop some curbs. Here he goes. Raymond 2 gonna find his momentum. Let's see if he can make the run side by side, wheel to wheel. And it looks like the Ford Credit machine might come up short. It's hard to make that happen on the outside. We've seen it happen a couple times on the outside today, Kane, but it has only happened when they've had tons of momentum, and it was very neck and neck on that side-by-side run. But a great chance there from Raymond 2, and I believe he'll be able to try again on the next passing opportunity up the road here. Yeah, here he is. Let's see if he can do it. He's trying to get that speed up. As you notice, as the battle heats up there between Raymond 2 and Andrew Ritchie, you're seeing Daniel Gray break away just a little bit. That tends to be what happens when you have two in a one-on-one battle like that. Usually the third man out, usually ahead, will break away. And that is what you're seeing. Let's see him. He's going to try to the inside this time, Kane, and that is a much more, yes, that is it. That is where you want to be, and it shows right there as he does complete the pass. It does stick. Great job there to make the pass, and a great view there looking back from Raymond 2. Oh no, trouble on the track. Let's see, that is Brian Borg, who had some connectivity issues earlier. Let's take another look, Kane, as we look at the virtual racing school replay and find out what happened. Contact is made. Is that Daniel Misdale, I think, or was that Kenneth Ladder? It was Kenneth Ladder who made the contact and sent Brian Borg around. And as we go back live now, Kane, what do you think of that?
I didn't have a good enough angle to see, if there was fault or not. But I can definitely say it's a tough break. Brian had already gained one of his spots back, and he may have been able to get another one by the end of this thing. But he's lost a little bit of that progress now.
Daniel Gray, who I said moments ago was breaking away, has now found himself with a mirror full of the Ford Credit Mustang of Raymond 2. The battle for 7th is on. And a great little race here from Raymond too. He's done a great job tonight. And we found ourselves looking at his car a few times as he's made some great momentum runs. He's had some good opportunities that he's capitalized when it's counted. And if he gets up here with Daniel Gray, it'll be a nice little show for us.
Tell you what, we've been mentioning Raymond too quite a few times the last couple of weeks. He's really improving throughout this season and has really gotten himself into some good battles.
Yes, he has. Daniel Gray continuing his pace. Remember the loose car we saw earlier? I'm not seeing it quite as bad as I did earlier, and that is a good sign for Daniel Gray. And I'm sure he is hoping he can keep a good car length or two in between him and Raymond too. We are 4 to go, Kane. This race is slipping away from us as we've been excited and wrapped up in the race, and only 4 left in this one. So time's starting to run out on the clock. We got to get these guys know they've got to get to these positions, got to make the passes and move up. Time's running out.
Yeah, that what could end up being a battle for third. Justin Wallace holds third. James Chastanuff looking to try to get there. He's in fourth, about 2 seconds back. He's decreased that gap by about 1.5 seconds since the last time I checked in on him. So with 4 laps left, there is a chance he could catch him.
Yeah, Corey Shepard just made his way around Kenneth Ladder, like you said, a little lap traffic. And boy, would that be fun. Look at James Chastanuff, Kane, like you were saying. There's some great data on screen right there. That helps us out a bunch, as you see. Three laps left, guys. This is week 5 of the V8 Supercar America Series from Oulton Park. As we go back to the Raymond 2 battle with Daniel Gray. This continues. Look at this. 2's got right there on the bumper. He has made it. He has closed that gap, and we do have a battle right now for 7th place.
Andrew Ritchie's just back there watching.
Ooh, a little bit of contact. Got some great racing going on. Raymond 2 going to get right up in there, let him know he is here, and this is what it's all about. We got some racing, boys. This is good little stuff going. Daniel Gray knows he's there now for sure. And Raymond 2 wanting to make things happen. 3 left on this one. Let's take another look at that, Kane, and see that contact. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to look at a little bit something different as you're looking at Daniel Misdale. Let's see how he lost 5th. Oh, locked him or got loose there coming down the hill.
Yeah, it just, as he went over that hill, just lost the rear end. Like, you know, all the weight comes off that rear end when you go over the hill like that, and it looked like it just lost it.
As we go back live, you do see the battle there with Raymond 2 and Daniel Gray. And not to forget, behind them is Andrew Ritchie. He is in there. He's still got a chance to get up there with these fellas.
I think at this point, he's just waiting. He's just watching those guys. They kind of been banging around a little bit. He's just hoping that maybe somebody bangs a little too hard or something, and he might just pick up 2 spots.
Kane, with tonight's race, I would not say that is that's a good little strategy there. It has been quite action-packed since the drop of the green flag. And we are 2 to go. The white flag will be waving next time by. As Raymond 2 looking for some daylight here on Daniel Gray, but I don't know if Daniel Gray is going to give him that opportunity. He's hanging in there really good right now, Kane. Ooh, car could be getting a little loose on him again. We talked about those tires and how they could possibly look late in this race. He is doing good, though, right now with the car, but I did see it get a little squirrely. And part of that is you're wondering how hard he's pushing, late in this race to stay ahead of Raymond. They have such a great race going between the two of them, or how much of it is the tire fall off. He did a great job there to put a little bit of space back in between them. The battle for 7th does continue 2 laps left in this one, and your leader has remained since the drop of the green flag. It has been James Scott since the start of this one, as he has continued to lead the way as we are on the final lap officially. You seeing it right there on your screen, the battle for third as it continues. Justin Wallace, James Chastanoff. Final lap.
He's down to 1.2 seconds, the gap, and his last lap was a half second faster. So being on the final lap, if he could gain a half second, that's just not enough. But man, what a heck of a drive.
Back to the Raymond 2 Daniel Gray battle as it continues on the final lap, and we'll see if he can get it. I don't know if he's going to be able to. He's really going to have to find some ground as the track is running out ever so quickly. Boy, what a great race we've had tonight. And the Astro Commodore is going to take this one all the way home, as it looks to be like he will have this thing wrapped up. All he's got to do is keep the nose to the grind over the last little way here. And Kane, he has had a pretty much flawless race today and deserves a good call out, because he's been all by himself pretty much since the drop of the green flag, and he will win round 5 here on the V8 Supercar America Series. A congratulations to James Scott.
With a perfectly clean car, the only perfectly clean car in the field, I think.
I think you're right. As we're looking on now, it is second place Corey Shepard going to come across that finish line as he does. Now here's that battle for third, Kane, with Justin Wallace and James Chastanoff. That battle for third place is going to go all the way to the finish line. Let's see what happens as these two come around. And James Chastanoff wants to get this for a podium position. And boy, would it be great if he could get up there. I don't know if he's going to be able to, though, as it looks like Justin Wallace is keeping the right amount of pace to make this a smooth finish for these fellas. A great job there from Justin Wallace and James Chastanoff. There you see the replay, guys. Raymond 2, as you're looking on screen right now. Let's see what just happened with these guys. Look at this intense racing on your screen, and then, just loses a little bit there. He slips out on Raymond 2, and you hate to see that after such a remarkable run, as he will lose that battle and fall back here at the end of this one. But a great replay there. Thank you for that, Jay, as a great replay there. Let's take a look at our results here, guys, as we bring up the screen for you guys. And it is your winner, James Scott, going to win this one. Corey Shepard going to come across second. The final spot on tonight's podium goes to Justin Wallace. James Chastanoff is going to finish fourth, with Vincent Skilbeck fifth. Daniel Misdale sixth, with seventh belonging to Daniel Gray. Andrew Ritchie and Dylan Rudd make for 8 and 9. And rounding out our top 10 tonight is Raymond 2. As we continue back down the field, 11th will go to Tim Mulford. Stephen Kokoschke in 12th. 13th will go to David Kirby, with Kenneth Latter 14th. 15th will go to Brian Borg with unfortunate connectivity issues. In 16th, will go to Miro Ratsky. Rich Minkler 17th. Tony Klusterman 18th. 19, Roy Clark. And Jared Bailey is 20th. Our 21st spot will go to Brandon Igurchich. And our final spot tonight will go to Simon Hederscheid. That is our 22-car field here in the top split of the V8's America Series. Kane, a great race from Oulton Park. I am impressed. Another week in the books, and it was another great race. I have enjoyed this one, and I am so excited about next week, round 6 of the series. We head to the Chicago Street Circuit. I can't wait. Kane, what are your thoughts on next week's race from the Windy City Street Circuit? Boy, that's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. I have not seen these cars at Chicago yet. I know a lot of the guys have driven the Chicago circuit, and they like it a lot. I love these cars at street circuits, so I'm already excited, and I can't believe I have to wait an entire week.
I think we're going to be bumping and grinding.
I do think we're going to see some accidents next week. Not only just because of cars banging, but I think racing the track is going to be extra difficult next week as well.
I think you may be right, Kane. It's going to be a busy week in practice for the boys as they do prepare for next week as we head, like you said, to Chicago. That is exciting as the first time for me and you to broadcast a race from the Chicago street circuit. So, and Jay says him too. So that is awesome. We want to thank Jay for doing a great job of producing this tonight. He did a fantastic job with all your images on screen tonight. Kane, a great job from you as well. And we want to thank you all for joining us. If you guys are checking this out on YouTube, make sure you give it a like and a good old thumbs up. And if you can, subscribe to Sim Speed. We'd love to have you guys come watch our races. That way, Sim Speed broadcasts tons of great races, and we wouldn't want you guys to miss them. It's not just the V8's America series. There is loads more. And so if you guys are new and checking us out, make sure you guys go by there. But that is it from me tonight, guys. And Kane, you got anything else before we head off?
I don't. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds phenomenal. All right, well, you heard it, guys. Another congrats goes out to James Scott for winning tonight at Oulton Park. Until next week, you guys have a wonderful night. Good night.
Hey everyone, the USF 2000 is a blast to drive now, and here's your chance to learn it quickly. From my tutorial, VRS created a free bonus track guide for the Laguna Seca circuit, where you can learn exactly what I do in every corner to improve your lap times and get faster on track. You'll learn how to easily recognize brake markers, you'll find out which curves to attack and which ones to avoid, you'll know when to use the full track and when a sequence of corners requires a compromise, and you'll learn how hard to brake and when to lift. The VRS quick reference track maps are available free to download and delivered each week to your inbox. The entire global MX-5 series is available, as well as bonus maps like this one and many more. So if you're a new racer, or a veteran, or just anyone who wants to learn how to get faster sooner, the VRS track guides are for you. Just hit the link or button on screen and get yours today.